Good morning, people. Hope you're fitting well. Welcome to Embleton Bay. It's the day after Good Friday, so it is the Easter weekend, and as you can probably see behind us, it is quite busy, but that's Northumberland over Easter for you. I've decided just to come down and do a little bit of scratching today. I was down the front yesterday and the sea was absolutely flat, but there was a southeasterly due to pick up about 25-30 overnight and drop down today, which is exactly what it's done. So we've got a nice little bit of chop, a little bit of sort of fizzy but clean surf. I've seen the odd little bit of weed, but I'm hoping it's all right. I've come to the south end of the bay. There's a few little rock fingers and stuff, so I'm just going to plant myself in between them. Hope that there's not too much weed about, but if need be, I'll shift back to the north end of the beach. We're fishing 2 hours down, probably about 1.5 up, and I've just got Bluey and Rag with us, and I'm going to see if we can just pull something out, really. Right, so the rig I'm going to use is actually a 3-hook loop rig. You usually get a loop rig and 2 hooks, but I've decided to put an extra hook length on, and it's pretty much, anybody that uses loop rigs, you'll know what the score is. You've got a cascade swivel on the bottom, that clips up, got an SRT spring, and then all you do on the top is another, if I can get it, another SRT. So the first one will pop out, then the other two will pop out. I'm using, it's probably about a 3.5-4 foot, 70 pound Assault Reflex rig body, 40 pound snoods, which, to be honest, I could probably go a bit lighter. That's just all I had, and I was in a rush when I was making rigs. And we've got size 1.0 camisards, I think they're B940. On the bottom hook, your cascade swivel, if you tie it tight enough, will actually just act naturally as a bait stop anyway. Because when you're clipping hooks down, it's not like when it's a flap and the bait goes towards the hook anyway. It will have a tendency to push up the hook length or up the snood, so you either want a bait stop, or in the case of me, 2 top hook lengths, just a little pennel hook just to hold it in place and hopefully give an extra chance of getting a fish if we do get a bite. So baits are Bluey, Rag. I've made an absolute schoolboy error because picked up my Rag from A&D, cheers Andy, stuck it straight in the cool box on top of some frozen Bluey, came up here yesterday, and by the time I came to put some water with the Rag, surprise, surprise, the bottom ones had frozen, so I stuck some salt water in anyway and just forgot about it. So we'll just have to suck it and see as to what sort of quality the Rag's in, but conditions are pretty decent. We've got a reasonable size tide. I'll tell you exact size in a minute. And as I say, a nice bit of clean fizzy surf. So let's get this baited up and get one out there. Right, so baited the rig up. On the bottom, you can use various clips. I'm using a Trident kicker in this instance. So just clip your, and these are, I've said on previous videos, these are designed to be used with a metal clip because of the captive system. They're not designed to be used with just straight onto mono. So clip that one up. This is a little bit fiddly, but hopefully worth it. And there's the first, hence the loop rig. So the rig itself is 3 hooks, and it's two up, 1 down, as in 2 hooks above the lead, 1 hook below. That's a clipped up, fairly compact. See there, I've just got a 4-ounce watch lead. I'm hoping that'll be enough. I don't think there'll be a load of tide, but if there is, I've got some grippers with us, but probably just going to chuck it maybe 60-70 yards first, right into that surf, and just see what happens. So let's get it out. I'm quite excited today because I'm getting to have a play with a new toy, which is me Tip Tornado Ultralight ST. Feels absolutely lovely with that aerotechnium on. Very nice, very light, very well balanced. So I'm hoping with a bit of luck we can put a bit of a bend in it. So let's get this one out and see what the lie of the land is. Can't see, as I say, just to the right there are a few rocks, but I'm hoping that kind of works to my advantage if there's just a little bit of cover for any fish milling about. So I'm just going to put this straight out. I'm not going to go too crazy on the casting, just a bit of a sort of laid back cast. Get that out. Not too far, maybe 40-50 yards to start with. Tide is ebbing, so I'll not leave that out for too long. Right, let's just see how that sits out there. Should be all right. Yeah, the wind during the night, it was really howling, but touch wood, it's back right off now, so it's really nice. You never know. I mean, it is only April, but you never know. There's the outside chance of a bass, and I think certainly from what I've seen and what I've heard and read online, the season definitely seems to be heating up a bit sooner than usual this year, I think. Hearing of quite a few hounds being taken sort of down in Wales, which I don't know, maybe that is the normal time, but I'm sure I even heard of one kind of late March or at the very beginning of April. And I was over sorting the boat out in Loose Bay last week and had a couple hours on the Sunday, and there was plenty of mackerel, lawns, herring, so it has been warm though, the weather in April so far. The first half of April anyway has been pretty good, so it's maybe just helped to speed things up a little bit. So you never know. Right, well, first cast, spoke too soon. There's quite a lot of that filmy green weed. I've taken a bit of a chance fishing amongst these rocks. It's obviously just getting pulled straight off the top, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile or something up the beach, just try and get right into the middle of the bay where there's a bit more surf and hopefully less weed and hopefully less people, because there's a lot of people milling around and I just don't really want to be surrounded by people, to be honest. Right, has been a lot of weed just sort of dumped on the beach about 20 yards behind us, so it might be blind faith, but I'm hoping that might be a little bit of a change in terms of what's going on, so let's just see. Just had what looked like a decent bite there. Yep, something's definitely having a go there. A couple of really decent bangs there, and then come on. Oh, I don't say I've missed it. Bit of weight on you. Ah. Lump of weed. Picked up a huge lump of weed and I missed the bite as well. Devastated. Man, that was a good knock as well, that. Oh no, we've got a fish amongst the weed. There he is, right. Thought I'd missed the bite, turns out I didn't, thankfully. But we did pick that up on the way in, which obviously a nightmare, but quite a nice, fairly plump flounder there actually. Whoops. There he is, not a bad size, quite nice conditioned. Excellent, so get him back. Try not to let this wave wash me box away. The weed has died off a little bit actually, just since the tide started to slow as it's approaching bottom water, so hopefully it might be a sign of things to come, but we'll get this little fella back, get another bait out. Right, I've gone for a bit more heavy on the bluey this time, the rag up top, so had a bit of a knot on here. Oh yeah, someone's having a go. Yep, got a bit of weight on here. Definitely got a bit of weight on here. I wonder if it's something on that bluey or not. Yeah, double shot. Double shot, sorry. We've got a flounder on one and a turbot on the other. So that's a nice bonus. Look at that for the books. Nice little turbot there. Pleased with that. So yeah, first turbo I've had in a while. Nice little flounder as well. So we'll get these two unhooked. That little bit of bluey's just done the job there as well. Get that unhooked, get them back. I'm pleased with that double shot there. It was nice to see that turbot. It's the first one I've caught in a long time, to be honest, so pleasant surprise. It does help using fish baits, bluey or mackerel or something like that for turbos. I always find as well, when you've got a little bit of chop, a little bit of fizz like we have today, it can sometimes be a little bit better for them. And obviously when the sea's like this, you've got a potential chance of a bass as well. But yeah, it's three fish. The weed has backed off as we've approached bottom water. We're about, the tide's going to be turning in the next 15 or 20 minutes, and just seeing as soon as that weed's just backed off, then we've started hitting a couple of fish, which is nice. So probably keep going for maybe another hour or so, have an hour into the flood and see what else we can pull out. But it's turned into a very nice day actually. There's not that much wind, the sun's poking through. It's nice to be back out on a Northumberland beach actually. Looks like we've just had a bit of a flutter on that. A distinct look of a flatty rattle mine, but I think we've got something small having a little wrestle with it. Let's check it out. Not very big if there is anything. I think we might have missed that one. You might have noticed, I have changed over to a gripper as well, because there was a fair bit of pull, and coupled with that weed, my gear was still getting pulled around a bit, so the gripper has done the job. It's just anchored the baits and the fish have just hooked themselves on it. Nah, missed that. I'll top that out with a rag and get it back out. This rod, I bought it specifically exactly for these sorts of conditions where my T800's probably a bit overgunned and my lighter rod is just not quite enough, and it's doing the job absolutely perfectly. 4 ounces, either a watch lead or a gripper, and it's just perfect. And you can see that glass tip with the braids just sitting really nicely, registering the bite. So really happy with the purchase, and obviously very happy to get a few fish on it as well. So it's been good. So I've not felt great the past couple of weeks, so to be able to get out here today and hit a few fish on a new toy has been very welcome. We've got probably another hour max. Let's see if I can pull something else out. I've got a little bit of rag left. I'm just going to keep piling it on, maybe a bit more bluey. Right, it's going to be the last chuck. Tide's definitely on the turn now. Let's just see if I can pull one more fish out. Try and sort of flick it by in these waves. Oh, right, it's been a canny little session. Quite a lot of slap there. A couple of bumps and then a fair bit of slap. Oh yeah, something just had a little rattle there. Give it a minute. And then I'm going to go and get some food and a cup of coffee, I think. Right, got a few more rattles on this. I'm going to bring it in and investigate. Nah, must have been very small. I don't think there's anything on this. No, not that time. That brings us to the end of the session. So I've enjoyed it. A couple of hours, fairly short and sweet. Wind's backed off. It's been nice to get out and catch a couple of fish, and really enjoyed putting the new toy into use and getting a few fish on it. So as always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thanks as always for watching. Tight lines, keep fishing. We'll see you soon.